And so I think it's hard for people to get their arms around the fact that we have the fastest growing economy in 40 years. Wages are actually up, not down. Unemployment is the lowest it's been. It's it's just incredibly low, and it's around in the 3-point range. We find ourselves in a position where it's hard to fully appreciate that when you wake up in the morning and wondering out whether or not your uncle, aunt, mother, father, son, daughter who has COVID are going to be okay. And as Vivek Murthy, the Surgeon General, points out, I think one of the significant things we're going to find 10 years from now is a phenomenal negative psychological impact that COVID has had on the public psyche. And so you have an awful lot of people who are, notwithstanding the fact that things have gotten so much better for them economically, that they are thinking, but how do you get up in the morning feeling happy? Right. Happy that everything's all right, even though your job is better, even though you have more income, even though, and then on top of that, because of COVID, supply chains have been so interrupted that now you have inflation. And inflation is, for example, 1/3 of all inflation a month ago was the price of automobiles. Well, why did they get so high? They don't have those little computer chips. So they don't, we invented them here in the United States when we went to the moon. We don't make them much anymore. We're starting to now. But what happens is where they're made in parts of Southeast Asia and Taiwan and other places, and we don't get them to us quick enough and can't get there, everything slows up. The same way with, you have from Ukraine to Russia, wheat and all those products. The generic point is that I think that it's we're gaining control of that. We're gonna get there, but it really is disquieting for people. But I can tell them that hope is on the way. We have more tools now to deal with COVID than we've ever had. I've ordered millions of pills, over 20 million pills that Pfizer come up with. Even if you haven't had a vaccination and you get COVID, you take the pill, you're not going to go to the hospital. And shots in arms and the ability to have boosters. And so I think we're going to see things changing, but it's difficult, especially for people who have get up in the morning, sit down to breakfast, and sit across from an empty chair.
In a broader scheme of things, what do you hope that your legacy is going to be? When your grandkids are reading the history books and they read about you, we look and see that Lincoln freed the slaves, FDR's New Deal, Obama had the ACA, Trump had his own legacy, but keep it upbeat here. What do you hope that
Well,
your
first of
legacy
all,
will be?
I don't think in terms of legacy. I think in terms of the needs immediately. I ran for president, really and truly, and even my supporters were not critical of, but thought the reasons I laid out why I was running, maybe they weren't such a good idea. I said I was running for 3 reasons from the very beginning. One, to restore the soul of America, this idea of decency, honor, treating people with respect, literally treating people with respect. And second reason, rebuild the backbone of the country, which is the middle class, working class folks. This trickle-down theory of economic growth excuse me, has left an awful lot of Americans out. And I've never seen a time when the middle class is doing well that the wealthy don't do very well and the poor have a way up. And so that's why I focused on how to change the circumstances and opportunities for working class and middle class people. And the third reason was, which I got a lot of criticism for, was saying I had to unite the country. We can't be a divided country. We can't be sustained and do the things that have to be done if we remain divided based on ethnicity, based on politics. It can't work. And so they're the 3 things. I hope my legacy is that I was able to restore some decency and honor to the office. I was able to bring the middle class back to a place where they had real opportunity, given an even chance to succeed. And I was able to reconstruct our alliances, which had been frayed so badly internationally, and that I was able to bring people together, bring the politics of America together. And I think we're making slow progress on some of these things, but I think that's where we're moving. I hope my legacy is that I restored the soul of this country. I was able to give the middle class, and we were able to build the economy from the bottom up and the middle out, not the top down. And that we're able to unify the country again.